So here is my second game, and as you can see, it's a little bit more expansive than the first one. My objective here is to find my father. For this map, my sort of objective or my main focus was to sort of work with the space, and in this room, which was a huge focal point, you can see that the light kind of comes through, and I really wanted to work with these windows and sort of take from my previous level, which was working with shapes, but now using it in a more effective manner. So there's a series of locks that you have to unlock through this level. There's a bunch of keys that will all draw back into this main level right here. So we're going to go through this first door where the door is open. And you can see that there's a photo. And I built up the space to where it looks like somebody might have recently been here. You don't know where they've been. As you can see, the fireplace is on. There's somebody who's recently been eating here. The candle's here. Somebody's been very hungry and didn't eat their turkey, I guess, and took all of it because this guy only has a Brussels sprout. And as you progress through, you're sort of investigating what happened. There's these little notes that are left from Annabelle. And I can give you a second here to try to read it if you're curious. And so then you progress through here. And this is another room in which I wanted to use light to sort of centralize important parts of the room. Like it's silhouetting this figure over here, which is a statue. And this here is a ballroom. And for some particular reason, she's holding a diary, the statue. But I thought it would be a really cool vocal point. And as you sort of start progressing through this level, you'll start to see that it resembles a lot of Beauty and the Beast. Our assignment for this level was to like take a fairy tale and adapt it. So I did Beauty and the Beast, but I sort of did a little twist on it. And if you start reading the notes and stuff, you can sort of see what changes I made to the story. And also, obviously, I had to scope down because we only had so many weeks to make this game. And, I had to scope it down. And as you can see out here, you can look outside out the balcony. You can't go to the balcony right now as it is locked. You need a balcony key. But there's a latch over there, and that is obviously a place that you want to try to get to. And so here you can sort of look down, and you can see that was a place that you've previously been. And here, this is something cool, is that you just saw something pass by the window, which is something I put through. So you're like, what is that? What am I going to expect? And in this room, that looks like things have been toppled over, like maybe somebody has been here recently, but there's been some sort of like conflict that had taken place. And there's a diary here. And this is a picture of Annabelle, who has been writing the diary entries. And you can see that her picture's been fallen, which is sort of symbolism. You can look outside. I don't know if you can see the monster. Oh, you can't. And so I started to dim down some of the lighting to sort of show that, now there's a little bit more inactivity. So there's the balcony key. So by now you can sort of put together, and I like this, I put a flush option in the game because almost every game that I've seen, there's a toilet, you can flush it. So I thought it would be particularly funny if you could flush the toilet. But in the story, you can start to put together that this girl named Annabelle, she was supposed to marry, but she didn't want to because she fell in love with her mistress or her servant. And because of that, her mother has cursed her into becoming a monster. But you'll see the monster in a second. So now we're going to go down here. You hear some ominous music. And you can't leave. You're locked in here now. And so you start to feel a little bit uneasy. And you see that there's this door here. And as you look through the door, you can see that somebody's in the cage. And there's a fire and there's a candle. So it looks like somebody's living here.
Johnny boy, how'd you find me? Here, take this key. Annabelle left it. It's for the second floor. Quick, right now. Let's leave before she comes back.
Okay, so my sister did the voice acting for this game. Our professor, Rich Wilson, who's responsible for the programming, he made this joke that we should do the voice acting in our game, so I took it upon myself to do it. So I asked Heather if she felt like she wanted to. So enjoy that. That will be present through this entire YouTube video. So we can unlock him, and this is your father. And I put also written description as well. That way, if you don't have the sound on, you turn the sound off, you can still read it. So you can take this key from him, and he's going to follow you because he wants you to escape with him. And if you look behind you, you can see now that you have to open. You have the key now to leave, so you can do this. And so then here's Annabelle.
Oh, no, it's Annabelle. Annabelle, come over here. I got something interesting to show you.
So this is particularly challenging because Annabelle, and I have to run because Annabelle's going to follow me if I don't. That was particularly challenging because I wanted it to be able to where it looked like he was distracting her, like he was trying to protect you, but was having a very difficult time sort of illustrating that. So Heather did the voice acting for it to sort of illustrate that, hey, he's distracting him, but I really wish I could have sort of tackled that differently.
Annabelle, no. Let's just talk about this. No.
And Heather wants to be, clearly wants to be a pro voice actor. That's so we're gonna give him time to die or whatever he's doing, to read this note if you would like to. So we're sort of reaching a conclusion here now. Annabelle has gotten to the dad who is distracting her, and this is the library from Beauty and the Beast. And now we see him here. He's laying here and he's bleeding. He has a gun next to him, which you can pick up, which if it will let me. And then if you talk to him,
Johnny, run.
so then now Annabelle has turned into a monster. She's now chasing you. This monster was actually I bought off the asset store, so I did not model him. Oops, and if you die, you get respawned at the beginning. This is a really beautiful model that I wish I could have animated and stuff. And they roll. You can also pick him up. It's really funny. And there he goes. He just rolls away. Because you can also carry your father, who's still alive. Surprisingly, you can pick him up and you can actually take him with you to save him, or if you wanted to, which I thought was an interesting concept, you could just throw him. So if you wanted to kill your dad, you could totally go for that. And both of these models, the gun and the monster, were off of the Unity Asset Store. And so that's it. That's the end of the level. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will have more to come.